even as a physician, I had no clue that we actually got that level of support or that large number of medications and medical supplies that we get from China. I had no idea, even as a physician. The one thing this virus has done is it's uncovered that, it's exposed that, and it's exposed it as a true national security issue. I mean, we cannot rely on China for things as critical as the medicines that we put in our body every day. I mean, that's crazy if you think about it, right? We worry about the number of aircraft carriers they might be getting or submarines they might have or missiles they might have. I mean, for crying out loud, they could take our country out if they wanted to, if we give them control of our pharmaceutical supply chain, which they already have, it sounds like, to some extent. And even the FDA can't tell you right now how much of that supply chain and how many of those active ingredients in the medications that are even made here are actually originating in China. So the president has decided, which I'm very happy about, that this is a national security issue, that this will stop, and it will stop right away, and we will bring pharmaceutical manufacturing back to the United States. And so what I've said here, I'm living in Amarillo right now, so I've looked around and I've said, you know what, there's a lot of hardship that's come from this virus economically across the board, and people have been worried about the health of their families and their friends and stuff. But we need to look at the bright side here. The bright side is that there's about to be a huge legislative push and a ton of money that's going to be dedicated to bringing that pharmaceutical industry back to the United States. And I put together a plan right now, and I'm working with some of the local businessmen in Amarillo right now to make this happen. They're going to put together a task force. But why can't we bring that back to the Texas Panhandle? I mean, we're positioned perfectly. We have the interstate system. We have the railroad system. We have an airport. We have a school of pharmacy in Amarillo. We have an association with the Texas Tech School of Medicine. We have a veterinarian school. We have a dental school. We have Amarillo College that can help train the workforce. We have West Texas A&M, and we have Texas Tech. We have everything you need, including low taxes and tax-friendly policy in Texas, and honestly, the friendliest people in the entire world live up here. So there's a lot of incentive and a lot of reason to bring that back to the United States, specifically to the Panhandle of Texas, and that's what I intend to do. And I'm headed to D.C., and I'm going to be having discussions with the president's economic staff about it.
Is it not just the medications, but do I understand correctly, we get a lot of this PPE, this medical equipment, masks and whatever from China as well?
Oh, yeah, we get all kinds of stuff over there, all kinds of durable medical equipment, masks, gloves, gowns, just tons of stuff comes from over there. So a lot of that's going to come back here. And we've realized that we put ourselves in a very vulnerable position if we're relying on China and India for this kind of stuff. And China saw this coming. Whether they released this virus intentionally or not, I kind of think it was unintentional, but it definitely came from Wuhan, and they definitely covered it up for a matter of weeks. And during the time they were covering up, they were not only sucking up all of the PPE that they had and turning orders around for stuff that was headed to the United States and recalling that stuff so they'd have it. They went around to other countries that make PPE all over the world and sucked all that up. So they put us in a really vulnerable position, and they've actually punished us economically as a result of this. And I think in addition to bringing the pharmaceutical industry back, we're going to have to figure out how we retaliate against them. They make this right down the road